Hey everyone. Hope everybody's having a good night. I'm at work for another 40 minutes.
Didn't have anyone yet.
No, but I was just saying hi.
I guess we've got anyone. Yeah, I didn't have anyone yet. I was still getting it set up.
Hey guys, welcome to chat. Have you put the StreamYard thing up, hon?
Just literally just did.
You want to come on panel? The panel's open to anyone. Just be respectful is all I can say. I will be in and out because I'm at work. So just be respectful.
I don't know if anyone's even going to hop on or not. I'm going to set it up and see if anybody comes over.
Showing two people. Hey, Sean, how are you?
Good evening, Sean Sanders. Thanks for hopping in. Congratulations, Sean. It's your lucky night. Sean just went blue.
Congratulations, Sean. Like I said, I'll be going in and out as I'm at work tonight for about another 40 minutes.
Thank you, Sean. Appreciate it. I don't know if anyone's going to hop on tonight or not, but the different stuff
Hey,
that Joe said, it's
Crystal.
hard to tell.
Crystal, the StreamYard's up if you want to get on and chit chat. If not, I understand.
So you're here and on Soupies. Okay. I was watching Jersey J a few minutes ago. They were doing some more shopping for the Ohio stuff, and I started my live up when he ended his. I never know.
I picked up like another 9 hours this coming week. So I'll be getting like 30 hours.
You're here and on Stormies. Yeah, I was watching a little bit of one earlier. Watching one of the instigators doing what they do best, arguing with the cops and carrying on.
Yeah, now they're being extra special down there, if you know what I mean.
I don't even have them on right now.
I really don't want to talk about them because that's just giving them what they want, attention. We won't get down to J6 sometimes. Might in a couple weeks. I don't know. Seems like I'm off on Wednesday and Friday, so
Crystal, I saw Brian's post where he had lunch or something met up with Biker Bill. I seen that this evening.
that's awesome, Crystal. Hello, everybody on Facebook. If you'd like to comment, come over to YouTube. It's Live with Joshua on YouTube.
Don't look like we have anybody on Facebook right now, but you never know.
It's showing one like. So I don't know if that's a Facebook thing.
You was up where last week, Sean? At DC? We haven't got to J6 yet.
We haven't gotten to meet Mickey and them yet. I'd love to meet her and Nicole.
It looks like SARS came in to get lunch, but it looks like the Chinese place is already closed.
Oh, that sucks.
Because they pulled in, they went across, and now it looks like they're fixing to leave. They're just sitting here at the stop sign.
Well, Josh, I'm gonna go on mute. I'm gonna go ahead and do my countdown of my drawer since there's really nobody here.
Okay. Yeah, there's nobody in here right now. Well, you never know when U-Haul or DJ or somebody's going to hop on, so.
Yeah.
It ain't going to hurt nothing to fire it up to see if anybody hops on or not. If the guests want to swap and go to another chat, that's completely understandable because we don't really have anyone in here talking. We normally do stuff just open discussion based on whatever, but with nobody in here right now chatting, so. A lot of people are no longer being notified. We've been doing pretty good, Crystal. Mickey's awesome. She's so down to earth. We've never met either one of them, Sean. Crystal, we've been doing pretty good. Hanging in there, can't complain. I don't know if you know or not, but Bird has a part-time job now, so that's what she's doing now, closing up for the night to get before her shift ends. It's not really too much going on right now event-wise, so we're not really out in the field covering anything at the moment. There's enough people at J6, and there's already 2 or 3 people over in Norfolk, Virginia Beach area covering that, so no point in doing either one of those. Once more people come up, once more stuff starts coming up, we'll be able to start doing more. She told you about it? Yeah, I kind of figured she had, but I wasn't sure. I can't keep up with who she talks to and who knows what. If they're not watching one of our streams, I have no idea. Glad to see that the rain finally went away today and it got up to 70. That was nice. Yeah, I know people want to do good for her, but it's a good possibility when we go to J6, we may not even stream because everybody already watches it on the other channels. But we'll get up there when we finally decide to go. Hey, Gwen. Hadn't seen you in here for a while. Hope you're doing good.
Hey Glenn, how are you?
Hey, Gwen, I've been meaning to text you anyway. How's your new microphone doing? I keep forgetting when I come to your chat. Yeah, I know you and your dad were sick up for a while. I'm glad you guys are starting to do better and get out and cover stuff again. The microphone is amazing. I am glad to hear that. I was wondering about that. But how does anybody else watch J6 with all these strobe lights going? I can't watch it too much at one time before I have to look away from it. You streamed in a restaurant and we could hear the speaker well. That's awesome, Gwen. That's kind of what I was wondering about. When election season here in Virginia starts coming up and they start having their political speeches and all that, how well the microphone would really work. Hey, Gwen's dad. I never could remember your name, young man. You're always a fun guy to talk to. You always have good conversation when you're on the live stream. Scott. Oh, okay. That should be easy enough to remember. The shows are all based across the street. Well, one of the ones across the street who I'm watching, so just because you never know what's going to be said or done. Been on a cookie run lately? I forgot to ask you yesterday or day before, whatever day that was. You guys seem to get the best cookies. With us having the paid version of StreamYard now, we can stream to more than one platform. So when I had Prism, I was streaming to 2 or 3 places, but then we went to StreamYard. We was restricted to one until we upgraded. So we're going to start trying to push the channel more with the local folks this year. We grew the channel pretty good last year based on 76 stuff, but we want to grow it more local viewers. I think we can do that if we start covering more local events, political stuff, or rallies, festivals, just anything local. That'd be fun, Gwen. I went to my first city council meeting here in town Thursday night and covered that. I didn't stream I didn't do video, I did audio only, but with their PA system, you could hear everybody well, so that's all that mattered. You didn't really even see who was talking. It's what mattered is what they were saying. They thought it was a great idea. I bet they did. Yeah, the QR code thing works good for us. I covered a couple of Christmas parades here locally this past November, December, and I had it clipped on my belt, and a few people just walked up behind us and just streamed it, and then showed us on their phone because it was so loud and noisy that they pulled us up on the YouTube. So yeah, we're gonna start doing some more local stuff. We did some local stuff last year, some different. We went to this one thing at one of the local truck stops that had a truck to trailer truck show type thing. That was a lot of fun. And the first weekend in May, I want to go up right outside of Bunker Hill to a fire truck thing. It's like it's supposed to be old and new fire trucks, some dating back to like 1920s. They're going to be doing that stuff and doing some competing and stuff. That could be a lot of fun. There's definitely potential for that. People definitely liked the parade that we did last year. Oh, Billy Bob, you're something else. Thanks for tuning in, Billy Bob. Appreciate it. We're doing good, Billy Bob. I'm glad you enjoyed them, Crystal. We heard a lot of good input based on the parade, the 3 parades that we did. We had fun too, because out of the 3, we got the one that we preferred the best. And they weren't even all from the same county. We covered 3 different counties. We did 1 parade in each county, so we've seen a little bit of different stuff as far as floats and organizations wise. Well, Sean, the thing we're thinking about going up to and outside of Bunker Hill is going to be a lot of fun because there's the fire truck thing that's going to be old and new, but there's also going to be a fireman parade that night. I expect a lot of those trucks are going to be in that parade. Anybody enjoys looking at that kind of stuff, that'd be something different to tune into. Real glad you could join us, Billy Bob. I mean, obviously I've talked to you in other chats and different stuff, but we don't do that many lives over here, 2 or 3 a week, and they're always random. As you guys know, I don't schedule anything. I might take in a previous chat room earlier in the day. We're going to go live that evening or that night, but I very rarely ever actually schedule anything, with the exception of Thursday night when I scheduled that one. That way, when the city council meeting started, all I had to do was hit go live and it was already set up. Do you think people would watch an egg hunt? I don't know. That's a tough one. I was kind of wondering the same thing about next Saturday when we cover a color run. Our church did the egg hunt today with 15,000 eggs, and I chose not to do nothing with that one, but the run next week might be another story, but I don't know where to go with the egg hunt thing. I can't imagine it doing too well, but you never know. People surprise us sometimes. We never know what they're going to watch. People will watch paint dry. Well, Sean, You're exactly right about the paint job. I didn't want to go there, but you're exactly right. I know, Crystal, he's something else tonight. You got asked to cover a local egg hunt. Well, you worry about the kid privacy. Well, Gwen, you know what we dealt with at Bunker Hill. Some of us were more about the kid privacy. Some people didn't care. So that's kind of the other thing you got to worry about is how the parents would feel about the kids being on camera. That's a tough decision. That's a tough one. Really no different than covering a parade or a political event and catching kids on that. So go ahead and do it, Sean. You'd be surprised. You never know when you're going to be at that one particular right place at the right time and catch the good content. And then if you have a lot of local followers, that could really spread depending on the event. I mean, some of these streamers got where they are just for being in the right place at the right time.
TKO, thank you for your support, and I hope you have a great night. We are doing pretty good.
Thank you for subscribing, TKO. Appreciate it. I know you said last night you did, but I just want to say again, thank you. We're going to put Bird on mute. She can unmute herself if she decides to talk again. She's making too much noise.
Josh, I was getting a drink. Can you come get my stuff?
Gwen, you really built a name up for yourself locally. We're not really known locally yet. So the fact that you've got 760 viewers for that meeting, I'm really not surprised. Sean mentioning Daytona and St. Augustine and all that. That reminds me, it's 20 minutes until Live PD. And they cover Volusia County every weekend. I never know what I'm going to see between Bike Week and NASCAR, and then there was the week that they had the alligator under the U-Haul trailer. I see some interesting stuff happening down that way. More with Unites PACA help educate people. Yes, Billy Bob Bird works until 9 o'clock tonight. And then we'll rush home to catch Live PD. Yeah, she said she was getting a drink out of her water bottle, so but since her water bottle is a aluminum, whatever, metal water bottle, so she probably was making a lot of noise.
Okay, guys, I'm here. Hey, Billy Bob. Yes, Billy Bob, I am at work. I got about 18 minutes left.
As long as nobody comes in right at 9 o'clock again, like they have a tendency to do.
Well, if somebody pays cash, I'll need you to bring me the envelope back.
Oh, for God's sake. Tisk.
Hey, Christine M.
Christine M., how's it going? Hope y'all had good weather today down there. It finally quit raining today and got up to about 70. Unfortunately, it was a Dallas day, so I didn't really get to enjoy the weather.
Gwen, I'm feeling a little better. They can just get this potassium issue under control. We're hoping that they've got me on the packets, so of potassium instead of the pills. Hopefully that'll help more. Going pretty good, Christine M. I'm at work tonight. Picked up 2 extra days this week.
Christine is down in the beautiful state of Florida, and she likes to tell me she does a lot of camping, but I've done called her out on that a time or two. Oh, Christine.
Okay, Glenn.
Shopping for some supplies. Yeah, we just watched Jersey J and them go shopping for a bunch of supplies to take to the drop-off spot.
That's awesome, Crystal.
In addition to what Supermom had officially already picked, now Vara had already picked up, Jersey and Ninja and then went and got some more stuff.
I hope so, Gwen, too, because I can't. I was in there a couple days this week, but it was my off days. But
I didn't see it, Crystal. I've been watching Yellowstone all day, so I didn't watch any of the Trump stuff in Texas. People keep getting on this Yellowstone hype, so I've seen it this having a marathon today on Paramount. I watched a bunch of that to kind of see what it was all about. You darn right, you glamp. You absolutely glamp.
I want a camper myself.
She don't have a camper. She's got a glamper. She's got like 3 campers in one. I think she pulls it with a bobtail.
Oh, goodness.
Christina goes all out.
What's the temperature now, honey?
I don't know. Hey, Siri, what's the temperature? Hey, Siri. Siri don't want to listen. What's the temperature?
I know he does, Christine. He loves to tell stories.
That ain't listening to me. Hey, Siri. What's the temperature?
When you... Oh, there it goes.
Well, just when me talking to you guys, it's not going to cooperate.
If you haven't already, please go like and subscribe to Gwen's channel.
What's the temperature?
It's currently 61 degrees.
Thank you, Siri.
Okay, Gwen, have a good evening. We'll catch you next time.
We're going to go Nightbot. Gwen caught on quick. She used the Nightbot to promote her channel. And y'all wonder why I like Nightbot. That's one of the benefits of it. People can promote their own channels without having to go grab the link for it. Especially when there's not really a mod available to grab said link. Okay, Gwen, take care. Thanks for hopping in. 79 right there, Christine. It was 80s here yesterday, so.
Thursday.
Well, what did I say yesterday?
Yeah,
It's one of those days.
it is a lot easier, Crystal. You had to unblock Nightbot.
Christine, you're not being like Jeff, are you? Jeff has always been in Nightbot, and then he'll bring him out for a little while, then he'll put him back in again.
I agree, Sean.
Sean, I do it just because I watch a lot of TV on my iPad if we're not at home, and I got to have a cable plan in order to do that. So I may not always watch it at home, but I watch it a lot if we're out and about on the iPad by just signing into my Xfinity account.
Hey, Red Squirrel.
Hey, Red. How's your meal doing? And Dad? I'm glad to see you like your bike. It looks like a lot of fun.
That does look like fun, but I'd be afraid I'd fall off of it. I haven't rode a bike in so long.
Well, when I just sat on a regular bike at Walmart and almost knocked down the whole bike rack, I had a feeling that a regular bike wouldn't be for me right now either.
It has, Sean. Ours is about like that too, or maybe a little more.
The internet part comes in handy, though, because then I can save my internet on my phone for when we're not home. Especially if we want to cover an event. If I use up all the data on my phone at home, I don't have any data if we're out for an event. So it's almost really worth it just for the internet part. Couldn't tell you, Christine. Haven't never been to Florida, so I don't know nothing about Florida roads. Take as long as just. Yeah, it's okay, Red. I understand.
I understand, Red.
Red, do you plan on going live tonight? I can just keep an eye out. Florida roads are never safe. So many people moving through. Well, Sean, you get people traveling, it's especially bad. And I know it seems like almost on a daily, Aruba sitting in traffic either going to work or coming home because of everything that goes on with the roads. It's always at a standstill or a slow roll. Christine, I'll explain that one, the connect part later.
I'd love one of those, Billy Bob. I used to have a electric motorized scooter myself. Oh goodness, Christine.
Hope you all guys are doing good from all the storms and stuff that went through last night. I was up for a while listening to that. I know the armory and all that over in Mississippi and all that got hit pretty hard. And then other different parts got around St. Louis and different areas got hit kind of hard. It's been kind of crazy here lately with everything, especially last night with all the crazy tornadoes that were hitting.
Josh, look at this trailer.
I saw that when he pulled in. That would be that'd be good if I just needed temporary size for like mulch or dirt or something, but it really wouldn't be the type of fix I'm looking for the 8-footer.
Goodness, Christine. I have family that lives in Alabama, but the other week my dad ended up with a tree on some power lines. They said it was straight line winds that hit him. I was in a tornado last year around where we live while I was at work. All these people want to show up at 10 minutes till 9.
That's okay.
At least they're not here at like 8:59.
That's like Red. Red backed out because somebody else was a mod, and that mod's not even in here. Ain't nobody in here but Christine and Billy Bob. He backed out because of a mod, and that mod's already on another channel.
I hope your family didn't get any damage, Christine.
3-wheelers at electric. Billy Bob, what I'd really like to have is one of those electric golf carts. The area that I grew up in is golf cart friendly, and they can ride them on the street and stuff down there. I'm just being very picky because up here, a lot of parks and campgrounds don't allow gas. They only allow the electric ones. I've looked at a couple, but we're trying to wait till she gets her hours and stuff more situated first before we can justify getting one of those golf carts.
I think they dropped my hours because of the couple times I was in the hospital.
I think so.
But I talked to Dan, and he was able to give me 2 days this week.
That's a plus. Any little bit helps.
So basically about 11 hours.
I'm never going to get my golf cart to rate you going if you ain't never get no hours. Bad hurricane season, yeah, Christine, I've heard that too. I told someone last night, if my van or SUV was running and I had a way to pull my trailer and something hit closer, I'd grab all my brooms and my rakes and my saws and I'd throw it out. And they said just to keep my resources here so when something happens here, we can roll out. But either way, I got to get my van back out of the shop first to pull my trailer with.
Sean, I pray for a quiet hurricane season too. I know last year was hectic.
Christine, you're probably still trying to get your grout repaired or finished. You'll probably get your grout done before you get that wall done.
We understand, Crystal. We are tired of the drama of everything with everyone.
Yes, we don't want no drama either. That's why we try to say open panel and open discussion, just as long as there's no drama. I mean, look at Christine. For the longest time, she was blocked. Rita was blocked. There was a bunch of people blocked. Red was blocked. We've unblocked a lot of people.
DJ's wanting in. I'm putting her on. Hey, DJ.
Hi.
How are you this evening?
Bored.
Bored? I'm at work.
Yeah.
Sean, I don't know what an A1A is. That's fine, Crystal. Not everybody agrees with everybody, but that's where it's best that some people just, if they can't get along, they just back out or whatever, just to keep from getting into some ruckus. There's been channels that I've gone on to, and if I don't agree with somebody, I'll just dip out and go back later. I've seen that a lot this week when I was over on Jeff's. There was somebody on panel and someone came in and they didn't like who was on panel. They're like, well, I'll be back later. They came in, that person was still on panel. They're like, well, I'll see you guys later again. They didn't just stay there. and argue with the person. They just said, I'll check back later. The grout is done, except for the bathroom and the laundry room. Well, that's good, Christine. I'm glad to hear that you're getting it accomplished. A1A is a road in our state of Florida.
I agree, Crystal. DJ, how's your week been going so far?
So.
You ain't been getting hit by the storms, have you, DJ?
Not lately, I haven't. We just got done with one. We don't
You're
need no
probably,
more.
you're probably still holding on to snow, though.
Huh?
You're probably still holding on to snow.
Yep.
Yeah, you don't need nothing else, although that snow you're still holding on to. What are you doing? Keeping it for another one?
I don't need no more.
I agree, TKO.
I couldn't avoid it any longer on the panel. Christine, I actually realized after I talked to you the last time that I had actually was watching that one. I forgot about that because I was watching it at the Dial Center. And I've got
Sean,
different.
she's got me blocked too, so don't worry.
Who?
Exactly, TKO. Exactly. It doesn't get anything accomplished. I've done my share of agreeing to disagree.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, Christine. I've never really heard you raise your voice except for that one time on panel. But I haven't heard it since then.
Hey guys, I'm gonna back off the panel because I'm fixing to close down, and when I get in, it squeals. So, I will be in the car with Josh in a minute.
Okay.
Everybody wants to watch the divide. Exactly. Everybody just wants to watch everybody divide and fall and fail. That's all they're doing is just trying to make everything fail and fall and not amount to nothing. There's too much fighting and carrying on now.
Yep. That is for sure.
It's like some other organizations and some movements. Can't nobody get a damn thing done because they're all fighting and arguing with each other
Yep.
instead of trying to find ways to come together.
And that needs to stop, or we're gonna, we're losing inch by inch every day. And if people don't start getting their act together, we're screwed.
Christine, I absolutely agree. You know, I watch a lot of different channels, and there's a lot of different people who don't necessarily believe in what I believe. There's people who say stuff that I'm thinking, you have got to be kidding me. How in the world do they really believe this nonsense? But people can believe what they believe. It ain't my job to argue with them. Just like people don't necessarily argue about what I believe.
I think it does.
Well, that's just like, where I live, around people around where I live, I try to explain to them. I show them videos. I show them the proof, and they still think I'm an idiot. That there ain't no way, they said. Like, well, you'll find out on your own. I've told you umpteen million times, and I dropped it, and it's like, you can do what you want. You'll find out in the end, and then you're gonna think twice of what I've said, and then you're gonna probably come back to me and think, or wish that you listened to me.
I mean, everybody wants to be right, and daggone it, it don't work that way.
I'll be back, guys.
Well, I know I'm not right all the time, but I've done my research and all that stuff. I've looked the stuff up before I even tell people. I looked at, people have lives, or, they show it live and all that stuff. I show them that stuff, but with some of the information, I look it up myself and try to spread it out. My daughter, she don't want to do nothing with politics. She's the one of them that voted for the dipshit that's in there.
And Sean, you're exactly right. A lot of these people, they try to stir this stuff up just for the views. Those are the same people who talk about like, share, subscribe, and memberships and super stickers. For them, it's all about the views and the cash shops and all that bullshit instead of about actually trying to provide a service. They provide drama and carry it on just for the views and the donos.
Sure, you could go on any of my Getter, Rumble, Facebook is the only thing that I've actually posted really anything. Not a whole lot, but I posted a few things, but not that much. Most of the time I use Messenger just to talk to my daughters. Otherwise, none of the other ones I posted anything on. You're the first StreamYard I've ever been on. Otherwise, I haven't never been on any StreamYard. Nobody StreamYards or anything like that.
I think the first one I ever went on was Game Dev when he was around. And then I've gone on U-Hauls a couple times. And, well, obviously he comes on here a lot. I don't know where he is tonight. It's hard to tell whose channel he's lurking right now. I guess it just depends on who else is live, except for J6 stuff.
Yeah. No. This stuff is, I knew, I'd even told my daughters and a whole bunch of other people, I said, once I heard who was running for the presidency back then, and I said, if the one that is in there now, I said, if he gets in there, we are up shit creek without a paddle. And look where we're sitting. I was right on. If I got a hunch about something, or I have a bad feeling, or a gut feeling about something, I'm usually pretty right about it. Sometimes I'm off, but most of the time I'm right on. And I am. And I was right on. But a lot of people just don't have their blinders on. They don't believe the shit.
And those are the same people you can't tell nothing either.
Like my daughter, she goes, don't talk politics. Like, you got to know this stuff. Or you're, I'm just fair warning you.
You told me before. DJ, you told me before, and I don't remember. How old is your daughter?
I got a 34-year-old that'll be 35 in June. And then I got a 21-year-old that will be 22 in October.
Which one's the hard-headed, stubborn one?
They both are in some way.
Well, look at your age.
That gave me the most hardest time was the 21-year-old.
Well, exactly. But that's the age group who's being targeted by this nonsense and don't know no better.
But you know what? She's right along with me. She knows it's bull crap. She doesn't have the what.
Right.
But she's getting it right back from her son. I watched it the other night or last night. It was funny. He wanted candy and no, it was earlier today. He wanted candy because she lays her stuff around. Her and her fiance leaves things around so he can get them. And she got mad because he got one. Well, I told her, I said, put it out of his sight. If he doesn't see it, he ain't going to know you got it.
Exactly, especially not at that age.
You know, he just turned a year in November. But see, he was born with a cleft lip and palate, so he's going through speech therapy and all this other kind of stuff. But you can't even hardly even tell that they did surgery on him.
That's good.
I mean, he had the tongue tie, he had the cleft lip, he had the cleft palate. They had to build him that thing that hangs in the back of your throat. They had to make one for him because he didn't have one.
Christine,
they had to fix his nose. You know, the poor kid's gone through everything. He's got tubes in his ears.
Christine,
I mean, the poor little guy's
hell.
gone through heck and back, but
It's hot in here.
I think Christine is pulling my leg.
Almost 7.
I don't think she's got no kids older than me. I think she's picking on us.
ooh,
Christine.
Christine, yeah. She just put her kids' ages up here somewhere. A couple of them are older than I am.
well, mine are probably older than you are because of the fact that I am older than you are.
Well, yeah, but you just told me that your oldest daughter is my age. You just said that.
Yep.
Christine's the same way.
She was born in 1988.
Christine's the same way. She's got one just slightly younger than me and just slightly older. Exactly, DJ. I was 88, but I was January.
Nope. I was 18 years old. I was one of the young ones.
That's good. Get them out of the way so you get time to play with them before you get too old to enjoy having fun with them.
There was actually one in between my two, but I couldn't carry that one. I ended up losing that one.
It's like my brother
after I lost that one in between the two, that one would have been born in 89. They told me I'd never have kids after that. Well, I moved from one spot to where I'm at now, and of course I gave in the one time, and bam, I'm pregnant right off the bat. Like, man, I was 4 months along with both of them before I even realized I was even pregnant. But if I would have told anyone that I was pregnant with the first one, they wouldn't have even known. They thought I would have gained a little bit of weight because I wasn't big. I was 4 months along at 180 pounds.
Where? Oh.
I was carrying her more and back. She was 7 pounds, 7 ounces when I had her. And I had her normal. No drugs, no nothing. But my youngest one, my water broke, and so I didn't know what was going on. I was freaking out. And I was so big with her, I didn't have no more room. I looked like a oversized whale. I mean, my ankles looked like softballs. I ended up being bedridden, but I was sick through both of them. I was sick with both of them. I was on my deathbed, actually. I could have died with both of them. I passed out in a store with the first one.
We see you, Aruba. If you're still in here, we see you. Hope you're
I was
doing
18
good.
when I got married, too.
I've got 2 daughters. One's 22 and one's 20.
Nope. I was married when I was 18 and 18 when I had my first one.
Bird's oldest daughter got married on her 18th birthday. On her 18th birthday, she got married.
I got married January of 88. January 23rd of 88.
You got married about a week before I was born. You wasn't one of them ones that got married because you had a baby on the way, I hope.
Well,
I know
everybody
people do
kind of
that.
forced me to. I didn't. If I would have known what I know now of what he was like, I wouldn't have even had anything to do with him. I wouldn't have gotten married to him. I
I think
pretty
that
much
applies
raised
to a
both
lot
my
of us.
girls myself. The first one all the way up. The second
Yeah.
one till she was 14. Well, then some stuff happened in 2015, and then I gave my ex the custody of her. There's reasons behind that.
I should have listened to my family and never got married to my ex.
Well, they were telling me not to, but everybody else was saying you have to. Well, they kind of were forced. I think they were forcing me, but my sister said no. They were telling me not to, but I found some information out and that he was messing around behind my back and all this other stuff, and I was pregnant. I was gonna go beat up this girl. They actually had to hold me down in a chair just to keep me from doing it, because I would have done it.
My ex-husband physically abused me.
Well, shoot, that's pretty much what you consider. He was gone more than he was around. He lived in, he lived in a different state for 2 years while I'm taking care of my kid all by myself. And my rent was not cheap. I had to pay all the bills myself. I didn't get child support. I didn't get no county help, nothing. I had to do it all on my own. And throughout the whole thing, I was pretty much, I've had cops on my doorstep. Well, you need to get a hold of us. And, he's here and he's there. He tried committing suicide, I don't know how many times with the girls. He almost succeeded with the younger one. She was in the house when he did it. If the cop didn't go over there when they did, we were divorced by then, but if the cop didn't go over when he did, my youngest daughter would have found him dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, there ain't no sense in all that.
Like
and then when they
my mom did.
down by his family, then he tried it down there, and his sister wanted him to. And it's like, come on.
Jeez.
Nope. But I'm glad that's done with. He owes me money. It was court ordered. He owes me money. And I got him for contempt of court. The judge gave him another chance. And I'm not getting the money. So, and now he got remarried.
Sorry, Alex.
He ended up getting remarried now to a gal that's way younger. She's only like 41, and he's like 63.
I think you get that part out.
Yeah.
He's 63 and she's like 41. Well, he was when he was living up by where I'm at. He was going with somebody that's older or younger than his oldest daughter. Not mine. He's got one older one besides mine.
Yeah, I went to school with some people like that. I went to school with some people whose, and I'm not making this up, their husbands, boyfriends, whatever, has a kid, their age or just a couple of years older. And it's like, what in the world? That dude is literally old enough to be your daddy because he's got kids your age.
Yep.
And he's got kids to these girls. He's got kids her age.
Wasn't that Brittany?
Yep. Well, when I was born, my mom was 21 and my dad was 41. I believe that's what it was. I know my dad was 41, and I believe my mom was only 21.
Yeah.
And there's one I had to meet. So Yeah, there's a gap between them. And I'm a family of 5. It was girl, girl, boy, girl, girl. My brother is not alive. He hasn't been alive since '89.
Oh, wow, that's been a while.
So,
My mom's been gone since '94.
and then in 2004, it was my father-in-law, my ex-husband's dad was in January, my mom in February, and my stepdad in December. Yeah. 3 in
I'm
1 year.
horrible about that. I can't tell you what year or month or what day people passed away. I mean, I don't know. That's not a date that I want to remember. That's a traumatic experience. I don't want to remember those dates. So
I don't remember
remember.
the dates, but the months I do because it was all in 1 year, and 2 of them were back and back.
Well, I only know the months because it was either before and after Christmas. But as far as the years, I couldn't even tell you the years. I mean, that is stuff that I choose to block out. It's stuff I choose not to remember. So.
Well, it's kind of hard when you have 3 of them in the same year.
Well, yeah, the same year. I haven't had on the same year. They've been close, but not the same year. But
I couldn't tell you when my real dad died. I couldn't tell you what year that is or what day, or I couldn't tell you what the dates are unless I looked at their information on their papers. Otherwise, I wouldn't know.
I couldn't tell you my death date either because I don't know it.
I hope you wouldn't know it.
I don't know my death date. I couldn't tell you. I don't know
Because
what
you're
it
not
is.
dead yet.
I'm not dead. I'm surely alive. I'm not dead. I'm surely alive. Okay, back to your originally scheduled programming.
Josh, you've lost it.
That was your entertainment for the night. We'll be signing virtual autographs at the end of this live stream.
I've been getting my basement ready for flooding because I already know my basement's gonna flood. So I've been getting that ready. Doing a bunch of stuff down there trying to get that ready for flood.
I'm trying to get my van and my SUV back too so I can pull my cleanup trailer. So I can pull my push brooms and my mud shovels and all that, but I can't do any of that until I get something out of the shop to pull my trailer with.
Yeah.
I can't do any kind of storm cleanups whatsoever until I can get my vehicle back to pull my trailer. I mean, my chainsaws and my push brooms and my shovels and all that, they're ready to go. I just have to have a way to pull my trailer.
Yeah. Nope. I had to have a sump pump ready and everything else, get all that stuff. And
well, you talked about the one pump and you was getting a better one the last time I talked to you.
Well, yeah, I got a brand new one.
Because I think you got a battery one or something the last time I was talking about getting a better one or something.
Yeah. Them battery operated ones, they can't keep up. Last year, I tried using it and I just couldn't keep up. And I had 3-4 feet or inches of water down in my basement. So I have to have one down there.
Her trunk has been open all day.
Oh my Lord.
I come through here around 5:45 and the trunk was open. It's 9:21 now, but it's still open. And there's stuff in there. You can look at the crack and see that there's stuff in there.
Nope, so I got that kind of ready. There's a few other things I want to get done down there, but last night killed my back bad.
What'd you do to your back?
Well, I broke it back in September, but
I remember that.
I have scoliosis, and then I got two vertebrae. One goes one way and the other one goes the other way. And then with me breaking it, messed it up even more.
I remembered you broke it, but you said you messed it up or did something to it last night. That's what I was wondering what you did to it, what happened to it last night.
I'm in pain 24/7, 7 days a week, 300 and some days a year. I'm in pain all the time. And the only way to correct my bottom part is surgery, and I will not do it because they'd have to monkey with my spine and stuff, and I'm not. The likelihood is being paralyzed. It's like, nope, I'm not doing that. And then my left arm is worthless. I can't feel nothing in my left arm. You can do whatever you want to it, and I can't feel nothing because I was in the hospital, and this guy didn't know what he was doing, drawing blood, and he would take the needle, put the needle in, take it back out once, and then put it back in, take it out, and he destroyed the nerve in there. Well, then he said that we could do surgery, but he says a lot of people that happens to, it makes it worse. So he said, we're not going to do that. Well, for the longest time, I was wearing braces on both hands. Well, then I started losing muscle mass. I couldn't do anything. And so they told me to take the braces off and start using my arms and stuff just so I don't lose a muscle mass. There's times where I almost couldn't even get this water bottle open. I almost had to go in the kitchen and use the thing to open it. But I've had to ask people for help opening bottles, like if I'm in a store or something, or coming out of a store, I've had to ask strangers to open bottles for me. Are you still there? Hello? What the heck? What happened? Oh.
We're here.
Okay. It's like, what the heck?
I have no idea what happened to the other phone. It like froze.
Oh, but I've had to ask people to open bottles and stuff for me because I, you can hear my kitty in the background.
I had no idea. I think the other phone froze.
Hey.
Hey, Christine.
Yeah, I'm bored too.
Well, you know what the problem is? Jeff isn't live. Normally we're all hanging out with Jeff.
Oh, true. Jeff hasn't been live all day today, has he? I don't know. I've been busy. I packed and froze 40 pounds of ground beef and 40 pounds of chicken.
Well, today was a Dallas day, so I've been kind of scrolling YouTube and Xfinity most today, and no, Jeff hasn't been on today.
My
John,
best,
sorry.
for meat-wise, my best one is pork. Otherwise, I don't even have chicken in my house. Yuck.
Oh, see, I'm a chicken person.
Christine, you're
and
I
don't like hamburger that well either.
Well, I use it in certain things, like when I make chili or tacos, things like that. But I buy that much because I have 3 sons that all live like within 7 blocks of me, and they shop at my house.
Yeah, my daughter said she's coming up from a different state up here it'll be Friday. They leave out and then they'll be up here. She says she's coming shopping at my house.
Yeah,
but
they do. Mine do.
The thing is with the hamburger part in social studies, my teacher told me something disgusting, and I have not hardly touched that. A lot of times I'll make it. I did it for my kids, but I always picked it out of mine.
Well,
I'm
I'm a hammer.
I'm not a real big meat eater myself. Like tomorrow I am making a turkey and that'll last me 3 days. I love turkey. I could eat turkey 24/7.
I'm a
Nope,
hammer.
I'm not I've never been a meat eater. You give me my fruits and my vegetables and I'll be just fine.
Christine,
Yes.
DJ, I'm sorry, you're not a rabbit. You are made to eat meat.
No.
No. Vegetables are good for you.
Take
I love
this.
my vegetables.
Take this U-Haul fried TV, whatever nonsense garbage out of here and eat a freaking cheeseburger or get you a steak.
Oh, I'm not a steak eater.
I'm not a steak either, me either, but I
But
love a good cheeseburger.
I was good tonight though, Josh. I did eat a hamburger.
Yay!
Yeah, and see I don't eat fast food. Once
I
in a
don't either.
while,
I can't. It makes me sicker than a dog.
I am probably every couple of months, I get an urge for a Big Mac, no onions, but I'm not a fast food eater.
I just make the stuff at home, or if I want to, you know,
It makes
I
sense
don't.
why you was picking
I
on
got a
Jeff about
recipe
his
book.
McDonald's.
Somebody sent me it's a recipe book, and it's got different, like KFC, so I know how to make the KFC coleslaw. It's got A&W root beer. It's got a whole bunch of the restaurants, and they got a whole bunch of different recipes with a whole bunch of their stuff. So I know how to make some of that stuff. And I think
Yeah.
the McDonald's sauce that they put on the Big Mac is in there.
Yeah, I think I made that once. My son he's a truck driver for Cisco, which is a food distributor to
Yep,
all
I
the
know what you're
restaurants.
talking about. I
Yeah.
know what you're talking
So
about.
We got a
so
Cisco warehouse right up the road
do
here. I
you
know
well
exactly
my
what it
son's a truck driver for them. So he gets all their stuff very inexpensive and brings it to my
Can
house.
I
And
ask you, are you in Minnesota?
I used to be in Minnesota. No, I live in Florida now. I have two sons that were born in Minnesota. I left St. Louis, Missouri. I went to nursing school in South Dakota. My first job was in North Dakota. Then I got an excellent job offer in Minnesota. So we all moved to Minnesota probably for 18 years. And then I ended up in Florida.
Because that
And
Cisco is
I'm
out of
not
Minnesota.
leaving.
I know that Cisco has a place in Minnesota here.
Yeah, they're across the country.
That's why
But
I asked.
I get 40 pounds of chicken for like $60, and they're chicken breasts. I gotta take the skin off, but
Yeah.
that's a good price, 40 pounds for $60.
Yeah, you can't beat
Yeah.
that.
My sister used to raise chickens and all that stuff, and grew her own beef and her cows and all that stuff. But
See,
then
and
they
that's the
moved
thing.
from the farm in.
Yeah,
They
when
live way up north and stuff, and now
when I lived in Minnesota, every spring we got a cow slaughtered, and every fall we got a hog slaughtered. I come to Florida and oh my gosh, the meat is just horrible. And even if you find somebody that sells and slaughters them, it's still not nearly as good as Minnesota.
my one daughter lives where they slaughter. I think it was a cow one, and I think it turned into a pig one.
Yeah.
I believe it's either a pig or cow slaughterhouse right down in the town that she lives in.
Yeah. And Sean, I couldn't do Golden Corral, and I couldn't do it. I can't do it because of the germs. I see all these kids and all these adults going. Oh, it just grosses me out. Their hands in there, and even though there's a
Well, you
sneeze
gotta
glass
watch your
there,
system too, though. You gotta be careful. I mean,
Yes,
You
I'm
would
very
expect.
careful. And that's why I don't do things like that.
I don't do buffets like I just put in the chat for the very reason I don't get my money's worth. I'm not a big eater. I mean, I'm tall. That U-Haul Live dude, he knows how tall I am, and some others, but I just don't get my money's worth. So for me, it doesn't pay for me to go to a buffet like that.
When
Well,
I
and
was
go ahead.
when I was younger, shoot, you could make a pancake the size of a plate, regular size plate. I ate 13 of them when I was younger, and I did not even gain a pound.
Oh my goodness. Well, I look at food and gain a pound. I look at food and gain 10 pounds.
Peanut butter and jellies and Rockstar for everyone. Somebody in the chat said they were getting hungry. Here, everybody, have a peanut butter and jelly and pass them around. Here's
But
some
no,
Rockstar to put up with.
back
Sean did
in
it. Hey,
2016, I was like one night almost 200, pretty much around 200 pounds. I dropped down to like 120 or less within less than a month. And
wow.
so right off the bat, they thought I had cancer or something like that, but I didn't.
That's a lot of weight to lose at one time. Hey, Sean, is the Golden Corral still open in Palm Coast? Do you know?
Oh, Golden Corral's good.
Mama,
I like their rolls.
Yeah, they do have good rolls.
real red mama.
See, Sean, I don't eat white things. Like, I don't eat white bread. I don't eat white rice. I don't eat white pasta. I don't eat white things.
I do honey wheat or something like that.
Yep, I do honey wheat, whole grain. My pastas, and I love it because they make the whole grain pastas now. And some of the pasta, like the lasagna pasta, they make it in a spinach, and I like that.
I don't like spinach, so I
I've seen it before, but I'm not
my sister, she eats a lot of she orders a lot of stuff from across seas. So she has some kind of weird stuff. So I've tasted some, but she uses that jasmine rice.
Yep, I like the jasmine, but it says I'm more of a brown rice person.
Christy,
I've got that
looking
too.
at TKO's statement.
I got
What?
Christy,
White's not right?
no, the one about TKO.
Oh, what about TKO?
His most recent comment. Are you looking?
Yeah, the kidney transplant.
What are the odds?
I know, right?
What are the odds?
I know, and his was, and I don't know if it's a he or a she, and I apologize.
Well, I don't know either, but they were in Brett's last night.
Yeah, and I read that it was a kidney transplant 30 years ago, so I'm really impressed.
For it to last that long, absolutely. I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm really impressed.
That, and I've seen stuff, and I've looked it up about people giving blood. I know they can't. People that got the ouchie fauci, they can't give plasma, and I guess they can't give blood now.
That's untrue. That's untrue, and the plasma is untrue, I should say, because I infuse IgG, which it's the antibodies that is taken from the plasma.
Yep.
Now, I will share with you though, the Immune Deficiency Foundation is researching and testing the plasma because most of the plasma that is now being distributed was made in 2020 and 2021. So we're waiting to see, and there appears to be more people are having more reactions to it. And I'm thinking,
Okay.
I'm not having reactions because I don't do it IV anymore. I do it sub Q, and that's what I was going to tell you. Well, what I do, IgG is antibodies. I do not have an immune system. And so for about 20 years, I did IVIG. I had a port after they collapsed my veins too much. And once a week, I would get an infusion of IgG, which is antibodies. I'm one of 10,000 people that they decided, it was approved by the FDA in 2014 that we do it subcutaneous, which means I run my IV through an IV pump like normal people with the tubing and everything. But instead of going into a vein, I take 4 needles and I put it into fatty tissue and it infuses that way. And it's a slower absorption rate. It's kind of cool. And I do it myself. So it's really cool. I don't have to go to an infusion center. I don't have to wait for a nurse. I pick the
Just
day.
think of the needles.
Well, I will share with you, I'm also a nurse, so I'm used to needles. But so yeah, I pick my day. It's, it's supposed to be Friday or Saturday. Sometimes I do it a little late. Sometimes I do it a little early if I feel like I'm getting sick. And it infuses anywhere from 6 to 9 hours, and I lay on the couch and I surf YouTube all day. Have you
And
ever
we
heard?
usually know when you're doing it because you usually tell us that you're surfing YouTube all day.
Yeah, everybody knows I'm surfing YouTube all day, that it's an infusion day. Have you ever heard of the Bubble Boy?
No.
Yes.
Well, I'm the Bubble Girl. I have the exact same illness of the Bubble Boy.
Huh.
Yeah, it's kind of
So,
cool.
I'm reading comments here again.
I've had I've had blood poisoning twice, and the antibiotics that they put through an IV, man, holy, when you have blood poisoning, it's the strongest they got. There's one kind that they put in that they found out I don't know if they got it on my allergic reaction one or not, but I turned red as a tomato. They had put ice packs on.
It's called vancomycin. It's called Red Man Syndrome. And if you Google it, it will tell you all about it. And what happened was that they ran it in too fast. It's technically not a reaction or an allergy. It's a reaction to it infusing too fast. So if you stop it for 30 minutes, medicate them with a steroid, and run some IV fluids, and then you can restart it. But it's vancomycin. It runs too fast. It gives people red man syndrome.
I mean, I would turn to red as a tomato. Then they went and they got a nice pack. They slowed it down, and I had to do that for a week straight. And it's like, ugh. And then I finally said they were going to change out the IV because I had to go home with the IV in my hand and then go back at about 6 o'clock in the morning and start.
Yep, every 12 hours.
Like 7, 8 o'clock at night. And I said, can I talk to the doc? Can I get on just the pills now? But yeah, I've had so many strong IVs through IVs. And then the one time I was in the hospital, the guy he was drawing blood, and he ended up messing it up. And now I can't feel nothing in my left arm.
Yeah, it hit a nerve. TKO, my employer required, until the governor changed things, required the shot. And my immunologist wrote a letter and stated that I could not have it. And I tried to explain to him, it's a moot for me to get it. I don't make antibodies. I don't have antibodies. I don't make antibodies. This isn't even if I got it, all it's going to do is destroy anything left I have on my immune system. So I had to leave my work for a while. I went back to work for a little bit after the governor changed all that out. But I have a couple surgeries that I knew that were going to be needed. So I decided to take an early retirement January 1st. And that's probably why I'm on YouTube too much, because I don't know what to do with myself. I'm used to working 4 or 5 12-hour shifts a day.
You and me both. From while we're adjusting TKO, I know you're new here. A lot of people in here probably don't know. We keep highlighting and commenting on your comments because a lot of folks don't know. I'm a dialysis patient. I
Yep.
started dialysis 2 weeks after I turned 30. I did in-center hemo for about 6-7 months. Then I did peritoneal for about 2 years. They did 15 days to flatten the curve. Well, my doctor put my doctor's notes to be off every time they did that nonsense for my own health and safety. But right after that, I was in ICU for 3 days and cardiac ICU for 3 days over about a week and a half because they determined that my peritoneal port quit working and my potassium was over a 7 twice in a week. So, and now that I've got the 5 years accrued on the list, I'm still not eligible because I've got between a 20 and 25% ejection fraction.
Yeah.
And to make it even better, I got a letter Thursday that my cardiologist has been following me for the last 4 or 5 years. Is taking a different position at the hospital. Like instead of working, he's transferring back to the main hospital.
But Josh, don't get too upset over that, because I'll share with you.
A lot of viewers don't know my history.
Well, and here's the thing I'm going to tell you. I have had the same team of doctors for the last 12 years since I've been in Florida. And my primary decided to leave, and I had to see a different primary. Oh my God, it was a hot flipping mess. So I ended up getting another doctor who's a concierge doctor.
I'm assuming you're some of the best doctors in Florida. I would hope.
I do, and they work very, very well together. But she has found a few more things and got them to do a few more tests, because they keep giving me these diagnoses and want me to do this and want me to do that and take this and take that and change this. And I'm like, I'm not changing anything. This is the first time in my life in the last 3 years I have not been hospitalized. I never remember a time I have not been in an ICU. We're not changing a darn thing.
I feel you. That's the attitude you gotta have sometimes. People have to start advocating for themselves. The healthcare system doesn't always know best. I mean,
for the longest time,
I was
in like 2 weeks, 2 weeks at a time every month. Well, now I don't even hardly ever go, except for in July of last year I had to go, but then my regular doctor said he thinks it was my gallstone that was messing my system up, and they ain't taking it out. They ain't doing anything about it. But
Gwen can definitely.
And then in September I ended up being hospitalized because I was getting apples and the ladder came from underneath me and I fell down to the ground and kind of broke my L1. And the funny thing is they're not doing a CAT scan. They're not doing an MRI or any of that kind of stuff to make sure it's healed right or anything like that. They just assume it is. It's like,
well, how's your pain? I'm wondering if they're assuming that because of your pain. And I just want to make a comment here. Gwenny, you are 100% right. Nobody's going to advocate for you anymore except yourself. And if you have family members in the hospital, you have got to advocate for them. You have got to know what they're doing. You've got to advocate.
When we was on that hot asphalt parking lot in Bunker Hill over the summer, Gwenny was there covering TPC in 1776, and she actually gave a really good testimony and speech with some of her history and her story on the main stage there. If you look back at some of the older videos, I probably still got it up.
Yeah.
Summer, she did a great job.
Well, I know, like with my knees, my niece had to have a hysterectomy, and they messed up. They didn't even do what they were supposed to do. They did the doctor did she was supposed to have it in the morning. Well, then he pushed her back to the last person. And so at a certain time, he wanted to go home. So he didn't even finish it. He only did a partial time or part-time or
Partial hysterectomy.
well, he didn't even do everything that he said he did. He said they told her that she wasn't even cut. And good thing I was there. She was so out of it. She didn't know what was going on. And they came in and checked on her. And I said, I looked over and they did cut her open.
Oh,
and I
wow.
said, I thought you guys said that she wasn't cut. And she was happy that I was there because she was out of it. And I had to have her talk to a doctor when they took me to the wrong hospital in July because they weren't believing anything I said. And it was just crazy. So, I wish she would have been there, but I didn't have anybody with me. And I was so out of it that,
And Sean, I couldn't find a primary that I felt comfortable with. So, like I said, I got a concierge doctor, and I know a lot of people can't do a concierge doctor. And what that is basically that I pay money every year. So, she only takes X number of people, which means she is my doctor. I can text her anytime. I can call her anytime. I don't have to go through a bunch of people. It's her I have direct contact with. And healthcare is a lot of the healthcare, or a lot of the people in healthcare are finding this, and they're going to concierge doctors.
Huh.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I like it.
I've had so many different doctors because they keep on the clinic that I go to.
Again?
It seems like all the good ones have left. And it's like,
Yep.
man, then they
It's
get
been
these
on the house.
ones
Has been the
that
phone.
have no clue what they're doing. You can't
Are we still
understand a
here?
word they're saying. And it's like, it's
I
very
hear you, Josh.
frustrating.
Josh, are you okay? Joshua? It sounded like he wasn't sure if he was still here or not.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
Gwenny concierge doctors, they are independent doctors. They don't take insurance, but they will refer out if a referral is needed. They'll order the tests, they'll order the medications that need to be done. The tests, normally we go through the insurance, but the way she has all her ducks in a row, I've never been denied a procedure or a scan. And she doesn't have to deal with the politics of the hospital.
Yeah. Just, and then the pharmacy that I go to, they were trying to push a whole bunch of shots and you need this, you need that. And it's like, you know what? No, I don't. Don't tell me what I need and what I don't need. It's my body. You do what you do. I will do what I want to do.
Yep. Yeah, insurance sucks. I think the biggest part of healthcare is the insurance issues. Hospitals and doctors don't want to do anything because, number one, of reimbursement. The reimbursement is very minimal. And number two, to get authorizations on things is next to impossible.
Hey,
There
guys.
was a thing that I shared out. I don't know if I can send it to Josh and those guys so they can see it. But there was a thing that shows for what with the
Hey, guys.
or the C word that the hospitals got for money wise. We are the second. My state is the second highest They got the most for hot
It went
For-
quiet again.
I don't know what it's doing.
for the C word for that time or whatever for people. I can look it up here.
I'll be honest, most people don't know that. Bird and Josh, are you guys okay?
Josh. Huh. What happened? Are they dropping out?
Sorry, guys, we're having technical difficulties. Can you
Oh,
hear me now?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we're having technical difficulties.
I had to back out and come back in. I don't know what it was doing.
Oh, okay, because
Ah.
she went out too then. But she went out too.
Who went out
Christine
to?
did.
Christine, you can come back if you want to. We were having technical difficulties.
Still here, just got kicked out of voice. Yeah, that was the problem we were having, Christine. Our voice was getting kicked out also.
I haven't gotten kicked out.
Christine did, though. Christine was also having problems.
There's Christine.
Christine, you're back in the show. You back,
can't-
Christine?
I can't hear her at all.
I
You there,
can't either.
We still can't hear.
We can't hear you, Christine.
I have no idea what's going on tonight.
I'm fixing it.
How you been doing, Brenda?
I've been dealing with my sick granddaughter.
Oh no, that ain't good.
Okay. It says
I-
what the hospital make in each state per the C word patients. If
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about. I don't want to say it.
Yeah, I don't want to say the C word either.
And my state got 380,000 in that for patients per patient or a patient or something like that. We're the second.
What in the
And,
world is
and
going on?
West Virginia is the highest.
Yeah.
And then we're second.
That's crazy.
California, I was surprised. They didn't hardly get it. I mean, they're way down on the totem pole. They only got 145,000.
TKO, we do have a post office box.
Well, we don't have a post office box.
We have a address, not a post office box. Nightbot has been
Flash an email address.
flashing the email address. It's
Do I got a mod that can do command to email?
I can do it. TKO, it was just posted by Nightbot.
The capital L is very case sensitive with Proton.
You
Now,
have
those
to
should be
do a
sent-
capital L and a capital J with Proton.
Yeah, you have to do it just like that.
You're fine, Gwen.
You
Christine's
back,
like-
Christine?
It is, but we still can't hear.
I'm
You know
back.
what?
Okay, there you can hear her now.
We can hear
Okay.
you now.
So I'm going to turn my camera on so you can see my grout. One moment. Isn't it pretty?
Did you do that or did you hire somebody?
Somebody
Hey,
wanted
Hey,
somebody wants
TKO,
3,000. Oh, sorry.
go into the back chat on StreamYard, and we'll put it in there because we don't want to give it to the.
I don't have email. I'm computer literate.
To go up to the StreamYard link at the top.
Yes, TKO. We are on Facebook. We are live with Joshua on Facebook. You'll see the exact same logo.
So when you go live on YouTube, do you go live on Facebook too?
Yes,
We do.
we are on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube right now. YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and we are playing with Rumble. Rumble is just such a pain.
So my question is, when you're on live on Facebook, is it only your friends or is it a public account?
It is a live with Joshua Facebook page.
It's public.
Okay. It's
So it's
public. Okay.
But it's not like under my actual name. It's under the
Right.
live Joshua page and not my personal page.
Okay. I was just wondering if I would have to friend you in order to see it.
And the live with Joshua Facebook page actually started off being for my kidney search. And when we kind of switched gears, when we were in Bunker Hill, we just kind of renamed it. We kind of switched gears a little bit. Now we're just going to be doing everything from live with Joshua because it's got a lot more viewers on here.
Well, I'm so afraid to use Facebook. And I will share with you, I was doxxed because not many people know my last name, far and few between. That's on social media.
Here's the thing about Facebook. On Facebook, I'm friends.
Well, everybody thinks I'm Big D.
I'm friends
Right?
with Italian Princess and Red Cactus as personal Facebook pages. Italian Princess and Red Cactus, and they're really about the only two that I'm friends with on Facebook from in here. The others just have the Facebook Live with Joshua page. Oh, and Gwenny, I'm friends with Gwenny.
Not TKO. TKO's gonna send us look up the Facebook page.
And I'm not Christine M on Facebook either.
You
But
don't need to friend me. You can just like the page. TKO.
Right.
There's a way to message on there too.
See, Gwen knows.
No,
Gwen
I
was
don't
the first
ever
one.
put my real name on any of them.
Well, I was doxxed by somebody on a stream that's kind of, in my opinion, aggressive at times, but his viewers doxed me.
Oh, they haven't figured me out because they think
They
I'm
dox-
Big D.
They
Well,
doxed
You know
us.
who Big D is, right?
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
got you
they
on full
think I'm
screen so we
Big
can
D.
see this grout.
Hey, my grout's purty.
But we're still waiting to see it.
I turned it on. I showed you. Hold on. I'll turn it back on. Hold on a second. Let me go back in. Okay.
No,
Are you ready?
I've
Are you
redone
ready?
my own
We're
floor.
ready.
Okay, hold on. See?
Oh, wow. That looks really good. You've been
Didn't it turn
busy.
up for- Let me show you my hallway.
Oh, that looks good.
See?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I did that all myself.
that looks really good.
I know you worked on it for a while.
Oh my gosh. I still have 2 more rooms to. They wanted $3,000 to do it, and all the supplies and me doing it cost less than $100.
Ain't that insane?
Well, it was BS. But let me show you. I'm going to show you something else. Hold on a second.
I did wood flooring in my one place in wood flooring. I got some other spots that it's going to be wood flooring. I just got to get the wood.
You see that wall?
Uh-huh.
That's from Hurricane Ian.
Ooh.
It got wet. There was a leak because it was so strong, and I have a 2-story house. So apparently water got in. I tried I can't turn it in through my insurance because with my insurance, I'm afraid to because we had a fire in 2013 and they dropped us. And for 3 years, it cost us almost $10,000 for homeowners insurance.
Ooh.
And So we've pulled this off because I could smell the mold. So we had to take we tried to get a contractor. A contractor wanted $10,000 for it. And it would be 6 months before a contractor could come because apparently there's a shortage in contractors. So
Imagine that. A
I
shortage
know.
in something.
So my sons are doing it, but the problem is after we ripped it open, because it's been several months, and down in Florida, February and March is when carpenter ants start laying eggs and looking for places. They look for moist wood and wood rot. So when we opened that up, I had like 1 million carpenter ants in there.
Oh,
So now we're dealing with a pest company that costs us $1,000 to come in, exterminate the house, put holes in the walls to make sure that they could get the poison in to kill the carpenter ants. But now I got to find somebody to fix that wall. But this has been going on since Ian. And there's just nobody out there willing to do it. It sucks.
I do a lot of stuff, like I did wood flooring last year, before Easter last year. I did one of my hallways, and then I did my entryway. I just did the entryway, I think it was last month. And then I want to do my living room, take the carpet out and put wood flooring. I like the old flooring that they had in here, but the person that owned it had somebody come in here and try to sand it, and they chowed the heck out of the wood. So I can't do anything about it because there's big hunks taken out, and so you can't really fix it. So I have to put other wooding over top of it, and I do that myself. And of course, the house is over 100 years old, so it's not even.
Right.
But I've done it myself.
Well, we save a lot of money doing it ourselves. I couldn't believe for them to regrow, and it would be hard for me to do wood floors. First of all, I live in Florida, so you got all the moisture and humidity all the time.
Yep.
Plus I have a pool that my grandkids would run in and out on the wood and ruin the wood. So that's why we went tile.
Tile's definitely better.
And then I also work on my own car as much as I can. I put struts on my car. I put rotors, brake. I got to do brakes again, but I put the brakes. I've done whole bunch of different stuff on my car.
I put blinker fluid in and winter air, and now I'm getting ready to do summer air in my tires. Just easy.
I've changed tires. I've done all that. Calipers.
Yeah, no.
I do all that myself.
I
couldn't do the alternator or the starter because that you have to monkey with the belt, and I'm not strong enough to do that. I have a breaker bar that I use that I can use a hammer on. So that's a lot easier to do than.
See, I'm such a girly girl. I've never been taught how to do those things. And besides that, I would probably break a nail and be devastated.
Oh, well, we know you can't break a nail
all the time, but when I was married, I used to chew them. But then after I finally got divorced, after I left my ex, I've been growing them out and everything. And if they break, they break. They grow as fast as they break. So.
See, mine aren't my real nails. I don't know.
But I figure if I own my own place, I gotta learn how to do my own stuff. I did piping from my basement all the way up to my bathtub.
Wow.
Myself. So,
I've never been taught that.
well, I never was taught that either. I learned all on my own. My ex couldn't do any of that stuff.
I'm learning to do things on mine. I'm very proud of myself with my grout. I am very proud of myself. I think it turned out beautiful.
I congratulate you. Because a lot of people wouldn't even dare even try to do that kind of stuff.
I refuse to pay $3,000 for them to come in and seal and color seal my grout. I refuse to do that. And like I said, yes.
You can't pay that much for someone to do your grout. That takes away from your hair and nail money.
There you go. See, that would be devastating. I wouldn't be able to get my nails and hair done.
I do my own hair. I color my own hair.
See, I'd probably turn it orange or something if I did my own.
I'm originally a blonde, but back in 2015, my hair was starting to turn gray. And so my sister went out and got dye, and she dyed it brown. So now I just keep it brown. I thought, I bet you I could fool people by turning it back to blonde again.
Sean's a Metro man. Do you wear skinny pants, Sean? You know, I think that's a Florida thing. I think the girly girl and the Metro men, I think they're Florida things.
Thanks, Sean.
I used to wear a 14, 16. I'm down anywhere. I can wear anywhere from 1s to like 5s.
Oh, good for you.
So, but now that I don't eat a whole lot either.
Well, the important thing is stay away from white things. White bread, white rice, white pasta. Except I heard that you were low in potassium. Eat potatoes. They're good for potassium. So are bananas.
By my doctor, he told me to take the potatoes out of my diet.
Well, and he's
I don't always.
Because of the carbohydrates.
But I don't eat them like I used to.
Oh, see, I eat one a day.
When I was eating one of the days when it almost killed me.
Well, yeah, it's the carbohydrates.
For me, it was the potassium that almost killed me. That's when I was in there for 7 twice in a week.
And that's why they do dialysis, take that potassium out, because that potassium can mess with your heart if it gets too high.
You would be really proud. Today I left really close to my target weight, and my blood pressure was the best it's been in a while, with 119/80. My blood pressure is never that good. And keep in mind, I had my daily Rockstar this morning before winter dialysis, like I do every day.
Yeah.
Shoot, I've had my blood pressure up over 200 on top, and
oh goodness,
over in the bottom like 130.
The last time mine was that high, I honestly do not even remember the ambulance to the hospital.
Then for about a month there, it was all. The bottom number was like in the 80s, and then the top number was normal, but then for a little bit there, when I had to do, in January, I had to do went to an appointment, and it was back up there, but he doesn't want to give me any pills for it. And I'm supposed to keep track of it, but I haven't been doing that.
Well, you should probably do it.
I do it once in a while.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to do it every day, but
yeah, Sean.
A lot of times right now I'm real busy, so I keep on forgetting about it.
Sean's talking about my nails and hair, but I'll bet you his A&F shirt probably costs more than my nails and hair.
Well, I don't do J. Crew or A&F or whatever. I do like Wranglers or Rustlers and a good pair of jeans and a cowboy hat.
Well,
You know
Most
what I
people,
do? I go to the Salvation Army and get the name brand clothes.
well, Abercrombie and Fitch is not
I
cheap.
can go to
So,
I've got Abercrombie and Fitch and Hollister, Aeropostale, um,
see, have you ever
uh,
been
Under Armour. But I
now that
go to
you've lost
the
so much weight, have you gone to Forever 21? I love Forever 21.
yeah, I've got some of theirs. I've done that Lua roll or whatever you call it. They got some. They got like the leggings. They got pants.
Yeah.
They got all that
Lululemon.
stuff.
Yep.
They're a little bit more spendy, but
They're so soft.
yep. And then I got Old Navy. I got Nike. Shoot, I got a lot of name brand. And so my daughter thinks she's coming up here and taking my clothes. It's like, no, you're not.
I have a granddaughter. I have a granddaughter that does that. She's in New York, but I get custody of her all during the summer. First thing she does is go to my closet.
It's
It's
like,
like,
you leave
girl,
my
get out of
clothes
my
alone.
closet. Yeah. I was like, girl, get out of my closet. But she takes my clothes. I can buy new ones.
I was watching Crafter and Kelly the other day, and she has that problem. She'll buy stuff for her grandkids, then the grandkids will wear it home, and we're talking like a baby. She'll have to change his clothes, and he'll wear them home, and needless to say, they never come back to her, so she hasn't put them back.
I have the same problem. And I have a 9-month-old grandchild. They used to live here until about a
That
month
might be
ago.
about what her grandchild is, give or take. She was talking about it on her
My
Yeah.
show I was
grandson
watching
is
recently.
just turned a year in November, and he's like 26 pounds.
My granddaughter's about 25 pounds and she's only 9 months.
Oh my gosh.
But see,
Oh my God. And the
my
food she
grandson,
eats.
he'd probably be heavier than what he is, but he had clip lip and palate and tongue tie when he was born.
Yeah.
So he's had surgeries and got really, when they did his cleft lip, he got sick, really sick right afterwards and lost a lot of weight. But when they did the palate, he didn't lose hardly any weight after that. But then eventually, like a week later, then he got really sick.
Oh,
And
shoot.
they put tubes in his ears and all that stuff.
Oh, poor
And then
kid.
he ended up, was it last month? He ended up with ear infection with tubes in his ears.
So how long are the tubes still in or did they fall out? Because you know they fall out.
No, he still's got them, but
They
his
still
mom
got 'em?
or my daughter had tubes in her ears too. So, but they don't. I get. I'm not fully understanding the whole thing. They said something with the cleft lip and palate because it don't run in my family at all, or
Yeah.
on her dad's side. So it's like, well,
Has to be the daddy.
so they said it had to do with her genes and his genes.
Yep.
And the likelihood of her having another one with it could be likely, but they didn't know the severity of it. They could see the lip part, but they didn't know the inside.
Yeah.
And actually it ain't as bad as what most kids end up having. It
Yeah.
wasn't as bad as theirs.
Well, that's good.
So
But
you can hardly eat it, but he has to do speech therapy, and some other therapy for it. And then he just learned how to do, in the last couple months, last month, he's learned how to do a sippy cup, and now they're teaching him how to use a straw. Because he couldn't use that stuff when he was younger.
right. Yeah, special bottle he had to use to cut off
Yep.
that palate. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
And that was kind of hard because, especially if he spit up or whatever, it didn't come out like what normal people's does. It comes out the nose, and that was pretty hard because I was all open. But it's fixed now, and he's a happy-go-lucky boy, and
Oh, that's nice. That's good.
just
You know,
his sippy cup a couple days ago was leaking. He went up and got a towel and wiped up the sippy cup, or the stuff that
aw,
spilt out of his sippy cup. And if you tell him to throw his diaper away or stuff away, and he'll go do it, but you got to kind of watch him so he doesn't throw out things that shouldn't
right.
be thrown away. But
There you go. You got to watch because when things start disappearing, look in the garbage.
yep. And then he goes in his room and picks up his toys, and he's just a little over a year old.
Wow. Well, we're training them well. I was reading Tammy. She's talking about that because she worked in the textile industry, that even the name brand clothes are all the same.
Yeah, it's just the brand, and you pay a lot for them. That's why I just go to the Salvation Army, Goodwills, and all
Yeah.
that, because it's the same stuff. It's just you're paying for the name. That's all you're doing.
Oh, absolutely. But we got Sean. He's got to wear them. It's okay. He's Metro. John's Metro.
Hey,
He's
Joshua,
not going to live that one down.
Yeah,
Huh?
are you
We're here.
are you on the transplant list?
Yes, I am, but I'm not active at the moment.
He's got to do what he's supposed to do before he can go active.
Well, my ejection fraction too is hurting me now. My heart
And they
function
call it,
between 20
I
and
was going to
25.
say, Joshua, you might want to tell them that it's the heart because a lot of people don't understand what the injection fraction is.
Exactly, the 20 to 25% heart function that's hurting me now. So
Oh,
that was discovered last September on an echo at 20%, and then in January on a repeat, it was still hitting at 25%. So that's my problem now. But now I deal with the University of Virginia, whatever, UVA health system for everything. I've been going there for over 30 years.
my daughter, when she was 24, yeah, the year Michael Jackson passed away. Matter of fact, June 24th, she donated one of her kidneys to a young guy. We really didn't know him, but we knew his dad because my husband worked with him, and he was 31 or 32 years old, and he had gotten, I don't know if you know anything about Goodpasture's disease. He contacted Goodpasture's when he was in college, and it usually doesn't affect the kidneys, but it affected both his kidneys. So she donated, well, tested and stuff, and donated one of her kidneys to him, and he's thriving very well. I mean, she was 24 years old, and that's since 2009.
What a lot of people don't realize too is 1 year, about 3 years ago, we actually reached out to a reporter and actually had the reporter and the health system people PR stuff work it out. We'd actually did an interview for the Kidney Search, like a news story, inside the hospital. And then me and one of the transplant surgeons actually did a podcast with the VHHA talking about the transplant process and what all it meant for me and the donor both, and everything involved and what it entailed and all that. It's just we've had people email like they were interested. So
I think people
spoke.
I think people are afraid of the surgery itself, but let me tell you, she had 3 little cuts.
Yep.
Right above her pubic bone, right at her belly button, and off to the side. That's
Well,
it.
Brenda, it's not just that. I mean, look around. Nobody can afford to be off work that long anymore with everything going up so much.
Well, I understand that, but usually, like, his insurance paid everything for her. We didn't pay anything, nothing.
And the benefit of that too is later on down the road, if she'll need a transplant, she'll be at the top with all this because she already gave one of hers up. So it really is a benefit to being a donor that people don't realize.
But she, it was really strange how it came about because he his whole he has siblings, and his mom and dad, they all got tested. His dad was a match, but since his dad had high blood pressure and his age, they wouldn't let him be a donor. So we were just sitting like all together having breakfast one morning, and his mom was like really upset, crying, because he was at the point where the dialysis was starting to not be profitable for him. And then my daughter says, well, I'll test to see. And they thought she was just, joking. She tested it, and you're not going to believe this because it is very rare. She was 100% match. They told us she was 100% match.
That is unheard of because it's based on so much stuff. I mean, your
Yep.
size and this and that and antibodies and all kind of
Yep.
stuff.
Yep.
That was meant to be. You
Yep.
did not hear that.
I mean,
What
we were
kind-
at the right place at the right time, and he is just thriving. He has
That
no
was a
problem.
godsend to that gentleman. That's
Yeah.
just what he needed when he needed it.
I got a question. What causes heart murmurs?
Development of the heart normally
Yeah.
in utero.
Well, it also could be like your what is it called? Not your
Valves.
arteries, but your valves. Yeah, it could be your valve.
Because both of my daughters have that.
I have it too.
Were they born with it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't born with it, but I have it.
And that's as we get older, sometimes the valves. And I'll be honest with you, the majority of people have heart murmurs and don't even know it. And the doctors don't pick it up because it's not a constant swish going through the heart.
And they put me on blood pressure medicine for the heart palpitations that I have because of it.
They're not
John,
on anything.
pay your Nordstorm.
My oldest daughter, she was in a car accident, and now they think the seizures that you can't, the kind of seizure, I don't know the name of it. It's one that you can't really see them having the seizure. I can't
The silent
remember.
seizures.
Huh?
Do they stare? The silent seizures, do they stare?
I never seen her have one, but she said that nobody else can tell that she has them. She can tell that she has them, but nobody else can see them.
They're
And she's
called
got
they're called focal seizures, where they just stare. They'll stare, and it could be seconds, it could be a minute, but they're called focal.
Right.
And they think it might have been from the car accident that her boyfriend and her were in, and two other people were in. They rolled the vehicle 3 times.
Ouch.
And then they weren't going to take her in. And it's like, she's going in. I'm sorry, but she is. And I know she had whiplash, and I don't remember what else they had. Because her and her cousin are the only one, or they had their seatbelts on, and the other two did too, but they had a little bit more meat on them than the other two. So they got the brunt of it. But they think that that's how, or why she's got them now, is from that accident. And so she has to take seizure meds or certain meds. I don't know I can't remember the name of it. And then she goes in every month, I think, and for driving and stuff. But she's got a pit bull that can tell if she has them or not.
I'm still here just reading the chat. Noticed that Christine's done disappeared again.
Huh.
Am I still up there?
Yeah, you're still here.
But I
You're
was
just
just
so quiet
wondering on
tonight.
that.
You're just so quiet tonight. I'm not used to it. I'm used to you talking more.
Who, me?
Brenda. I'm used to when I watch other places, Brenda's talking about that. I
I
kind of
didn't-
forget she's up here.
I didn't want to be rude and interrupt their conversation.
I understand that. That's why I've been doing a lot of listening. We have good conversation with both of these ladies.
I just wanted to come in and ask if you were on the transplant list.
Well, like I said, yes and no. So I don't really get to talk to you in some of the other chats the way the chats are kind of flying by so quick. I know you read stuff if you see it, but it's really difficult when everybody's in there talking. So
What if somebody wanted to test for you for a kidney? Would they give you the kidney or no?
I don't even know at this point with my status. I'd say probably not.
Yeah.
I guess it'd be probably not at this point since I'm not active on the list. And that was the thing about the cardiologist. She wanted to retest the echoes and then talk about possible defibrillators or whatever to get me on the right track to get active on that list because I do have the time required.
Well,
And now
even when you go through your dialysis, that takes a toll on your heart too. Every time
Yeah.
they do a treatment, it takes a toll on it.
Exactly. And I've been doing it for 5 years now.
I'm going in. It's cold.
I started it 2 weeks after I turned 30. I just turned 35.
Grab my black bag.
So I take 3 blood pressure pills. One is I take 3 blood pressure, 2 is TKO. I take amlodipine and 2 Chloreg. Okay, Sean.
But anyway, Josh, I'm gonna hop off here. 5 o'clock comes early, so I just wanted to ask you that, see if you were on transplant list.
All right, come on anytime. We'd love to have you. We love having just good drama-free chit chat. That's why we say that it's open discussion and open panel, and pretty much anyone's welcome who can get along.
Yeah. Well, you guys take care, you and Bird.
Yes, ma'am. We'll see you later.
Nice
Have a
chatting.
good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
I
Yeah,
guess it's just,
TKO, it's insane how much the laws have changed regarding the transplant stuff.
yeah.
Because now you can donate to a total stranger. I mean, and not even necessarily designate who it goes to, like what they call a paired exchange. Like my donor would donate and go to like TKO, and TKO could have someone to donate and give to me. It's what they call the paired exchange program.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't be able to do any donating of anything because I have so much trouble with different stuff. I got kidney stones, I got gallbladder stone, I've got
That was the problem when I first started this whole journey 5 years ago. Like I've got a brother 18 months younger than me, but my brother's like 1.5 to 2 times the size as I am. It just wouldn't work because it's all based on sizes and everything else. They can't take a kidney or organ from a big dude like my brother and put it in someone much smaller like me. They could take one out of a baby and put in me, like something because it could grow into me or whatever. It could grow, but they can't take something out of someone big and put it into someone little. It just don't work that way. So,
oh, okay, I didn't know that.
A lot of people don't realize too. It's harder on the donor. I mean, because they've got to dig it out. The recipient, they literally just go inside and place it under the skin. If it goes bad, they just stack another one on top of it. They don't actually put the donated kidney where the original one goes. It's just under your layer of skin there. But and my dad,
Well, they don't take the old one out?
No,
Or
they
the
don't
bad
take
one
the.
out? They
No,
just leave
even
it
if-
in there?
Even if you get one donated and it goes bad, because they do go bad after so long, they don't last as long as the original one that you're born with. They don't even take that one out. They just stack another donated one on top of it. But then my dad, between his blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, everything else. He's not a donor. My mom's diabetic. Everybody
Yeah.
in my family has so many other issues. I'm the only one with this issue. They just get the blood pressure, the cholesterol. My brother, he's just twice the size of I am. He's just big boned.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work as far as internal whatever family donors in my case.
None of your cousins or anything can't?
The one cousin I haven't talked to in probably 10 years, and my other cousin hasn't really offered, and the other one's even bigger, bit like my brother. So one's big like my brother, one's a little about my size, and one I haven't talked to in 10 years.
Huh.
And honestly, I don't even think the one I talked to in 10 years even knows what I'm dealing with, to be honest. I mean, because I haven't talked to him in forever. I mean, and we've tried everything. One of the local companies here that does like signs and letters and wraps vehicles and business windows and all that, they actually lettered my minivan windows free of charge because the owner of that business, his cousin was a transplant recipient, and she would share a lot of my stuff on Facebook. So when I reached out to him to see if he could do my van and what it would cost to do my van, he's like, "Oh, for you, I'll do it for absolutely nothing. I've been seeing your stuff on Facebook because my cousin's been sharing it and all this. So we've lettered the stuff about my kidney search and emails and phone numbers on 3 windows of my minivan, the back windshield and both side windows of my minivan, along with silicone bracelets and different little business cards and all kind of different little stuff to hand out, in addition to the stuff on social media. So we've tried lots of different avenues, just nothing's working.
Yeah.
You just never know how long it's going to last. Some people, it lasts for years. Some people, not so much. Everyone's different. There is no saying how long it's going to last. You just don't know.
Yep.
They say that it might last your life. It might not last no time.
Yep.
I mean, my neighbor got his second transplant last summer or summer before. It hadn't been too long ago, a year or so ago. And I know other people that, from the Dialysis Center who's already on their second one, or they're in dialysis because they had one go bad and they're waiting for another one, or whatever the case may be. So
Yeah.
I'm just trying to address some of the chat here.
Well, Christine must have had problems with hers or something.
Must have, because it wouldn't have been like her not to say she was leaving.
Huh?
I said, must have, because it wouldn't be like her to back out without saying she was leaving.
She must be having problems or something.
Maybe
My
her,
modem's right in the same map.
we were having trouble in the beginning, like you guys could hear me, but I couldn't hear you guys for nothing.
Yeah.
So
But
definitely lots and lots of research has to go into it, TKO. I mean, people don't realize. I've been obviously doing a lot of the meetings and stuff with the transplant stuff, and we did 2 days worth of all-day classes and seminars over there learning stuff, and that's kind of the whole point of me doing the news interview 2 or 3 years ago, was to kind of, one, push the search, and 2, to tell people, to kind of educate them about kidney donations and all that. That's the same reason we did the podcast with the transplant surgeon, with the Virginia Health and Hospital Administration or whatever association people. Once again, kind of pushing the whole thing about the kidney search, making more people more knowledgeable. I mean, if we educate ourselves and now we're helping other people learn. the more people that learn, the better off it's going to be for people later on down the road because they're better educated.
I suppose nowadays too, it's going to be a little bit harder because, you know, with everybody getting you know what and stuff, and I'm scared to death even to go under a knife nowadays.
I absolutely agree, Gwen. We absolutely think that it's awesome that TKOs is still lasting and hope that it continues to last for a good while to come. Billy Bob says, I like this one. Listen to this because there's no yelling and screaming. Exactly. We would drama free over here. That's what we said. It's open paneling, open discussion. As long as people can get along and not scream and yell and talk over top of each other. That nonsense starts and it's a good way to get booted. We're not tolerating that over here.
Yep.
We didn't start a StreamYard for people to come on here and yell and scream and argue with each other. We actually debated on doing a StreamYard for 6 months. We started the channel the last weekend of June, first part of July in Bunker Hill. We didn't start a StreamYard until probably January or February, just because we watched other panels and seen all the bickering and yelling back and forth, and we just didn't want it over here.
Yeah. I'm glad you did, because you guys are basically the only ones that I go on StreamYard with.
I know normally U-Haul's on, but Wendy B of Arizona's on tonight, and Carrie's Music is on tonight. It's a few other people on, so if it wasn't for that, he'd probably be over here.
Yeah. I guess Taco Joe is back from Mexico now. They made it back safe, so I guess tomorrow night, according to what they wrote, is that he'll be on tomorrow night.
I never did look at that picture you told me to check. I mean, I completely forgot to look over there.
So they're at home now, so he'll be back doing Bakersfield again until he finds something else to find, but
Well,
I'm glad
you know
they got
how it
back
is.
safe.
I mean, not talking about the streamers. I mean, but they'll be doing whatever they're doing, and then something else will rise, and then they'll start covering something else.
Yeah.
We've seen it with Taco, we've seen it with Cookie, and we've seen it with Wizzy, we've seen it with all of them. They covered rallies and protests and N76 and TPC, and you know that all that stuff's done died off. They're kind of just doing their own thing again.
I guess they Big D and Hippie were talking about it, doing something with DC.
Yeah, they're going to the National Mall though, 9/11 Patriots Day. There ain't gonna be no convoy or nothing. You're not gonna be convoying in. You're not gonna be flying no flags on your car, nothing like that. They're just gonna get together.
Yep.
And have like a little get together type thing on Patriots Day on the National Mall. That said, if you want a flag, put it on your car once you park. You're not convoying in or nothing like that. It's up to you to find your own parking place. If you want to put a flag on your car, do it once you get here, once you're parked. Don't be rolling into DC with 14 flags on the back of your truck.
Because otherwise they ain't gonna probably let you in.
They're definitely not going to last very long. I mean, they start doing that, and they'll be swarming the National Mall with the Metro cops and the Park Service police and all that
And
nonsense.
they don't want that, so.
Right. Battery about to die. I'll catch you next time. Yeah, Gwen, thanks for coming in. We'll try to catch your next live. If you need anything, you know the digits, girl. Have a good night. Tell Scott we said good night. Thanks for joining us. 2 neck surgeries, 1 back surgery, a few other. Yeah, TKO, I've had a lot of surgeries myself, and it's all been around related mostly to bladder issues, and the bladder issues is what's causing all my other issues with the kidneys. Darn bladders killed my kidneys.
Yeah. I've had a lot of kidney stones. Right now I've got a real big one in there that they said that if it eventually gets loose, I'll probably have to go in and have it destroyed. And then the gallstone is blocking the duct and all that stuff, so nothing can get in or out of my gallbladder because it's all blocked.
Absolutely, TKO. Get your, would you say your daughter? Get your daughter to help you get StreamYard going. It's really not difficult. You type in like an email address and maybe a login code. It's not difficult at all. We'd love to have you on and talk with us one night. We love good, clean conversation.
Yep.
People who used to be blocked are no longer blocked. Like Christine M. She used to be blocked. I haven't taken Christine M off the block list very long. And there's other people in the chat who's the same way who used to be blocked. But people change. And we believe in second chances as long as you can be respectful.
Yep.
That's all we ask around here.
Nope.
But we are going on almost 2.5 hours, so we aren't going to get off of here. Bird's
Okay.
she's already out for the count, it looks like. So you guys have a
Did
good
she go
night.
in or is she still out in the?
Well, she's already gone in. By now, she's probably already out by now. She's probably already went in and crashed. Just because she knows we got to be up at like 6:30 in the morning because tomorrow's her day to be at the church by 8:15 to be on the church bus.
Oh, okay. Well,
So-
I'll let you go so you guys can visit and stuff since she's done with work and stuff. And
I don't have a set schedule like her. Sometimes she's in the gym with kids or she's on the church bus. Or last Sunday she was both on the church bus and in the gym. I just help with the video cameras, and we don't have a set schedule. It just kind of depends on who's there.
Yeah,
But
I was thinking if the weather's nice, I was thinking about going into church, but mine is like 30 some miles from here.
They don't let just anybody run the cameras because we've got such a sophisticated camera system and all, but I'm one of the ones on the camera, but we don't have a set schedule. It just depends on who's there, so. But
Yeah.
we want it to be up early so she could be there by 8:15, so.
Yeah, ours doesn't start until, I think Sunday school starts at 9:30, I think.
Well,
And
yeah,
the
Sunday
church
school
is like
starts at
at
9:30, but the bus has
10
to
or
be back before
10:30.
9:30 to pick up the kids or to bring people back before Sunday school.
Yeah.
Sunday school don't start till 9:30, but they have to leave in time to go get them all and bring them back before church starts. So
Yeah.
we got to be there in time for her to leave on the bus so they can do all that.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you get off here and I'm
It's
gonna
been
see
a
who else is on and all that stuff.
exactly, TKO. We got to go take our meds. I take all my meds at nighttime too. I don't take nothing in the mornings because nothing's worse than taking a bunch of meds and then getting to the dialysis center and your blood pressure bottom out. I keep all my stuff for bedtime.
Nope, I gotta take my meds in the morning. I'm
Billy
supposed to
Bob,
take nighttime ones, but I don't.
Billy Bob, we absolutely love Big D and Hippie. It was a pleasure spending time with them in Bunker Hill in DC over the summer. A lot of people don't know
She
our
getting
history.
she getting big belly.
I haven't really paid that much attention to her, but I know that they are just as genuine and fun to be around and comical and
Oh
nice
yeah.
in person as they are on their videos. I can vouch for it. We spent about six weeks, give or take, with them on that asphalt parking lot. So
Yep, they're funny to, I watch them and go on theirs too. And
I
they're,
actually watched them today for the first time in a while. Between going to different channels and everything else I'm doing, I don't always get to catch them. It was fun watching them today for a little while.
yeah. Well, I didn't get on right away today because I was either doing something or I fell back to sleep because
Well,
I
I
was
was
up
in
real
and out.
early this morning.
I was over there. I was on Jersey Jays. I was watching some Yellowstone. I was doing a little bit of everything.
No, Jersey J, are they going? Is it tomorrow that they're going to Ohio?
They were in Ohio today too.
Oh, did they?
They were somewhere
Then
up that
I'll look
way.
on Soup Mama's and see what video she has of it. I thought it was tomorrow that the big thing was.
That's well, Jersey Day is no longer really associated with that per se, though. That A4A disbanded, and Jersey Days still, him and some others are still kind of helping and doing their own thing. But they went shopping tonight and got 2 buggies full of stuff to take in to the drop off site. So
Yeah.
they went and got a bunch of because Soup Mama and Elvira and them, they went earlier and got a bunch of water and stuff. And
yeah, I know that they went up to, I think it was New York that they filled that semi trailer.
Well, Polish Agnes, she also been shopping today and got a bunch of stuff. She got a van full of stuff.
Well, then it would be tomorrow then, because she was going to join up with them.
Well, the actual thing was going to be tomorrow, but they did their shopping today because Jersey J and a bunch of them went today too and bought a bunch of cleaning supplies like wipes, bleach, hand sanitizers and vinegar or whatever, a bunch of different cleaning supplies and stuff today to take over. So
we in the state I'm in, they had one of our big things, something to do with water or something like that. They had a leak or something in one of the big facilities here. And of course, what did they say? The water's okay, just like they did in Ohio.
Well, of course that's what they said. Of fucking course that's what they said. They're not going to tell you the truth. They're not going to be honest and real adults and be responsible.
So yeah, we had something happen just recently here in Minnesota with that. It's kind of sad if you ask me.
The whole thing's that people can't get the help they need or nothing else, and they keep trying to cover up instead of just admitting that somebody screwed up.
Yep. Well, it came on it's either, I think it was on Facebook. I seen it. And then somebody else mentioned it. And it's like, what the heck?
I think this message here might
but
be
I'll let you go
you.
so you can go in and visit with her. And
well, before you go, there's a comment here that says, Bob, but you have awful heartburn with that gallbladder being backed up. I'm assuming that's addressed to you.
Oh, yeah, that's... they don't want to do nothing. They said once my back heals to go out and eat McDonald's or something real greasy. It's like, I don't think so. I'm not going to put myself in pain. I've had enough pain. I don't need more. I'm not being that stupid. But they won't, because a long time ago I had problems with it. Some of the stuff from my gallbladder got down into one of my other organs, and they don't know how or why it did it. Well, they wouldn't do nothing with it. So I still have it. Well, now I got this. They said, well, if you get a stone, we'll take it out. Well, I got the stone, or, that stone, and it's blocking the whole thing, but yet they're not doing anything about it. They refuse to take it out. And I've
I
already
mean,
dealt with kidney stones. I've passed, I don't know how many times, and dropped to the floor in pain, but I
I mean,
ended up passing them.
it makes no sense because normally they want to do the surgeries and all that so they can build the hell out of the insurance companies. It makes no
Well,
sense why they do what they do or don't do what they don't do.
well, the place I go, it is so hard to even get anything done. You try to, even when I was pregnant with my youngest, I said, the only way you're going to find out truly if I'm pregnant is by the blood. The urine is not going to tell you. And they took both, the blood and urine. The urine came back saying I wasn't. The blood said I was. So, of course, then they had to do an ultrasound just to make sure. And I was about 4 months along.
Lucky for me, the place I go to, I just said it a minute ago, is University of Virginia Health System. It's a hospital and a school, obviously, so it's a training school. So they've got all kind of professors and people there and whatnot, experiments and all that stuff, scientists who's always studying stuff. But luckily, it's a state hospital too, so they're always. I've never had any trouble there. I mean, and I had my first surgery when I was 6 months old when I had a double hernia. So,
Well, I've got one of those right.
I mean,
right before you're right at the edge, right in the middle of your chest, right on the bottom of your rib cage, right in the center of your chest. That's where I've got a hernia sitting. And I tell you what, if that thing busts, I can, if I don't get to the hospital right away and they don't do anything about it right away, I can die from it.
I mean, as much as we would love to move somewhere else, we're staying put right where we are because we're so close to this health system. We're so close to this particular hospital that I don't want to be too far. I don't want to be within a short little car ride away. I grew up an hour and 15 minutes from this hospital, and now I can be there in about 25 or 30 tops, depending on the traffic and the weather, because I know my way so well because I've been driving it for so long.
Well, I'm in a little tiny town, and there ain't nothing. The closest town to me is 20 miles.
Oh, that's a bummer.
Yep. So, yeah, I'm way out in
that stinks too. I mean,
all there is freaking fields around me, basically.
So, okay, Billy Bob, good night. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
But I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna go off, and so you can go in and stuff, and I'll talk to you again next time you guys come on or whatever.
Well, you know, with me, it's hard to tell. That could be Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or Friday. You just never know.
Well, I've got you, so I can see. I got, yours pops up. So
a lot of people found out that they was actually unsubscribed. Like Dixie, she checked the other day because she never got notified about us being live anymore. And when she looked, she was unsubscribed to us. She had to resubscribe to us.
Well, I'm subscribed to you. You're one of the first in line on mine.
We've dropped her with 30, so I know Dixie wasn't the only one who's fallen off. There's people who used to watch us back in July, August, September that we haven't seen in months, but we see them in other chats.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Everybody can go where they please, but I just don't see the point unsubscribing from someone. I mean, that takes away from their numbers, but it's whatever. I mean, YouTube's unsubscribing a lot of people, and they don't even realize it. They just think we're not doing nothing no more.
Well, it sounds like TikTok might be going bye-bye, so a lot of people are going to be going aren't going to be on TikTok, so they'll
I
have
started
to.
playing with Rumble the other night with StreamYard. I can stream to Rumble through a stream service like this, but the code, but it's a little bit more of a pain in the neck. And I normally don't schedule lives, but if I was going to stream to like Rumble or something, I'd have to set it up earlier or schedule it.
Yeah.
I'm used to just setting it up real quick on the fly and doing it. Rumble takes a little bit more effort because it's more involved to do the codes and all that.
Yeah. But
It'll just depend on what it is, but we're good for now on Twitch and YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah. But I'm going to skedaddle, and you have a good night and tell Bird good
Who
night
knows,
and stuff
DJ? She
for
may
me,
be
and
inside watching. I don't know if she's inside watching or not. I haven't seen her in chat, but that don't mean anything. But absolutely, everybody have a wonderful night. Thanks for joining us. That was a wonderful time. You guys have a good rest of your weekend. Hopefully nobody got too affected from the storms or anything. And we will see you guys the next time.
Okay, good night, Josh.
Night. Live with Joshua out.